Who else?
Hello.
Hi, this is Crystal. Sorry, I was having technical difficulties.
Oh, these things happen,
They do.
but it did make me question whether I had a memory glitch.
Oh no.
Good, that's great. Glad you figured it out.
Yeah, sorry about that. All right, I think everyone is in who is joining.
Where's Lee?
Lee is not. Yeah, Lee is not here.
He spoke to me. He said he told me he had issues.
Okay. I was having issues.
Oh,
Also,
yeah, it says he's
Oh.
tracking you down, Crystal. That's what he said.
okay, I'm admitting him right now.
Good.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry about that, Lee.
It's okay. Figured there was something technical going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't either.
We love technology.
Okay, Mara's joining us now too.
Yeah, I got a whole host of emails and phone calls.
Sorry about that. Hey, Lee, I'm going
Okay.
to make you the host just in case I have technical difficulties again, okay?
Okay,
I'm not in a good internet spot right now.
okay. So
So
what does it mean if I'm the host? If you go out?
the meeting will continue.
Okay.
If I lose the connection, I'll try to rejoin. You'll see a message that
Okay.
someone's trying to rejoin. You'll admit them, and then at the end you just hit end meeting for all. It's
Okay.
pretty easy, and then I'll get the recording tomorrow because it's on my account, and I'll send it to Grace after I put it on YouTube.
Okay, thank you, Crystal.
You're welcome.
So let's rock and roll. It's 7:12. Everybody state their name. Lee Wessler is here.
Gordon Stern here.
Maura Roby here.
Crystal Adams here.
Lori Barefoot here.
Pamela Spaeth here.
Indicating
Here.
Grace is here. And Jason's here.
Yep.
And Beth, did Beth say she was here? Beth's here too.
Yes, I
Okay,
think Jim talked at the
Jim said he
same,
was here.
yeah, they talked at the same time.
Okay, and Jim, Jim, we'll seat him. Jim's an alternate, but we can seat him. We don't have everybody. And then, okay, so approval of minutes. Anyone have a chance to read the minutes? And there's a motion to approve.
I just have a comment that it said that Jean Pillow said this or that, but she wasn't there. It might just be not a big deal, but
Yeah, correct. Well, she won't be, she's not listed as present, so.
No.
right,
I
so
was
just
saying what Lee had said.
Yeah.
right, maybe just
Sorry
put
for the confusion. Yeah.
yeah, no, maybe just put Jean Pillow sent
I
comments or
did.
something.
All right, just because I'm insane, I'm going to sound off the members and please tell me if I'm wrong or missing anybody. I have Maura, Crystal, Jason, Jordan, Lee, Lori, Pam, Beth, myself, and Jim as an alternate. Am I missing anybody?
There's 2 PMs.
No,
There's two
one
Pams?
is public participant who
Oh,
Oh, that's
her
Ray.
and Pam and Ray join our meeting
Yes.
as participants.
got it.
okay.
Yep, we're here. Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, so,
now do we have anything on the minutes besides stating that it was written in?
Yeah, I totally forgot about it. I've talked to Tyler, I haven't talked to him in a while. I thought that was important, so.
Oh,
Ray,
you
can-
need,
Ray, mute.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so any other comments on the minutes? Or is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve. Pam Spaeth.
Is there a second?
Yeah,
I second it.
Okay, Maura seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Or raise your hand.
I,
Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, we already mentioned the Morgans are joining us. Moving on to treasurer's report. Grace, any changes?
Unmute. Treasure is $1,914 and the special is $2161.22.
There should be a couple pennies more because we get interest, don't we?
Don't
Or is it
start
just
with me.
checking? Or are they just checking accounts?
Actually, they haven't done the update on the
Oh.
report, so.
Okay. Okay, chairperson's report, nothing to report. Anyone have any communications?
No, I saw none.
Crystal, anything communication wise?
no, I haven't seen anything.
Okay. Okay. Old business. There's nothing to report from DRC. So Jean sent me some notes, so I'm looking at her notes and talking. P and Z, I read the minutes. There's nothing germane to us. Jean
forgot,
passed on that
open space.
Jeff is leaving, but I think I mentioned that last month.
But can you say that again? I missed that. What was it?
Jean passed on that Jeff Gordon is stepping down as chair, but I think I mentioned that last month.
Oh, I don't, okay, maybe I wasn't here. Is he staying on the commission or leaving totally?
I
He's
just,
not running for reelection, so I think he's probably leaving because he's, he has state senator now, so.
yeah, that was actually in the paper.
Yeah,
So he's staying on as vice chair until his term is up.
Right, and he's not running for reelection.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, hang on, let me get the agenda up. Okay, open space. Crystal?
At the open space meeting, I think on August 12th, we discussed the upcoming Celebrate Agriculture at the Brooklyn Fairgrounds in September and who will be staffing that and and the booth that we'll have there.
Okay, any questions for Crystal? Hey, anyone have anything to update on stewardship? Okay. Anything? Oh, okay, I have the pollinator pathway report. Okay, here's what Jean forwarded. Thanks to Jordan for assisting at the August 5th event at the Grange. 3 people signed the pledge for the pollinator pathway. 1 was from Putnam. 3 trays of seedlings were secured from the Northeast Connecticut Pollinator Pathway Group and distributed to anyone who stopped by to talk. Roseland Cottage is on the planning stage for installing a pollinator garden on their property. They were glad to receive plant lists and some starter plants for the project. Extra plants were also donated to the West Woodstock Library to enhance their pollinator garden. There are still extra plants in her care to be distributed. 2 people said they wanted to make a donation for the Woodstock Pollinator Pathway Memorial Garden at the Grange. Amy Monahan and Jean discussed some of the logistics and needs to prepare the bed for planting. They agreed to hold off until late September. Maura agreed to help create a publicity flyer, but was unable to complete it before the August 5th event. When the flyer is ready, it can be shared on social media. That was Jean's report. Maura, you have anything to add?
No, just that I was asked to do the flyer the night before the event, so
That doesn't
So
give you
you
much
know.
time, eh?
you know,
Okay,
I will do it.
thanks.
Sure.
Sustainable Connecticut, Crystal.
Nope, I don't have anything.
Okay, anyone have anything having to do with the Eversource plan?
I'm sorry, we had suggested to take that off and I just didn't do it.
Yeah, that's right. I thought I was losing it. Okay,
Well, that has nothing, never mind.
yes, okay. Thanks, yeah. Okay, Jordan, anything to report about the Grange event? You have to unmute.
Saw that, sorry. Grange event was kind of quiet. It wasn't many people coming by. But it was a nice little event, but it's quiet. And, about it.
Okay. Any questions for Jordan?
No, but
Okay,
did you miss the Ag Commission report?
Yeah, well, I didn't make it, so.
Well, I was gonna
Oh,
give it.
sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Ag Commission. Go ahead, Maura.
Sure.
So, last meeting I talked about,
Oh, yeah, Rebecca Hyde. Yes. sorry.
yeah, they got the grant. So that's excellent. It's a soil health stewards program. And it's the American Farmland Trust for $10,000. And I'll read what she wrote. The grant will be used to send one member of each commission, agriculture and conservation, to the training, or one member plus a young farmer or conservationist from the community. They would then use the funds for part-time temporary paid position to tighten up records on town easements and ownership or property development rights, to engage with current managers of said land to discuss health practices and collect data on current practices. They hope to create a central record of all agricultural property in the town that is protected from development, work to ensure best soil health practices are applied on said properties, and improve local volunteers' knowledge of the resources available on a national and regional level. And they'll also work to strengthen ties with local, regional, state, and national parties concerned with good soil health practices. And I did offer any assistance, that she might want, because that's part of my job. So, and I know that Crystal volunteered to be the person, is that correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep, so Crystal will report to us.
And I'm working with Rebecca to put together like a kind of a job description and get something together so we can get a person in to start doing this. I suggested to Rebecca that we have either herself or someone else from that commission who, maybe gets paid out of that same fund, maybe an hour or two a week to help oversee this person and, make sure that they're doing what, so this person has somebody to report to, and they can guide them into what exactly they want them to be doing and getting that rolling.
Thanks, Crystal.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments on that subject? So it's a really exciting thing, and yeah, hats off to Rebecca Hyde for pulling this off.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the Celebrating Agriculture event, Jean's reporting that she has 3-panel display board to develop I have a 3-panel display board for whomever is planning to develop a new outreach program. I will save the pollinator pathway materials for future use. The display board is at my home. Feel free to contact me for idea support, but I am not planning to volunteer this year. So I thought we were going to do, I thought pollinator pathway was going to be the subject this year. Isn't that what we all discussed?
Yeah,
gonna
it
have-
was kind of. Unless somebody came up with something different. We had said we'd stay with that, but does anybody have any ideas for what to display that we might want to try to publish?
So first of all, when is it?
September 23rd.
Okay, Saturday, September 23rd
Yeah,
at the Brooklyn Fair.
huh?
At the Brooklyn Fair.
Fairgrounds.
No, at the fairgrounds, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, the Brooklyn Fair was last weekend, I think.
Okay, yeah, okay. Brooklyn Fair. Okay, so I thought we agreed on the pollinator pathway as our subject. Does anyone have any other thoughts? And is there anyone who's available to man a booth that day?
I'm not available that day. I've got a 100-mile bike ride that I'm going up to New Hampshire to do.
And Grace, Jordan, either of you guys?
If I can get it right, I can go.
Okay. Grace?
Yeah, I can do it. I'll
So,
get the boards from Jean, and
Okay.
unless we come up with anything different, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. For display items, I'll look through what I have, and yes, I will do that. I'm a
Thanks.
little upset. I am gonna have to get in touch with somebody. I did fill out the paperwork to be there, but I haven't heard anything back. It is being done a little bit differently from what I understand. I don't know where we'll be, but I'll figure that out. I'll get in touch with the people that are running it. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit different than it has been in the past because it's also supposedly inclusive of other towns. So we'll have to, as I say, we'll just have to see what happens, but
Give me a ride,
I
Grace.
will. And I can pick you up, Jordan,
Thank you.
but
anyone,
I would like somebody else to, kind of help out during the day, possibly. I'm assuming it starts at 9 in the morning and will go to at least 3 o'clock.
Maybe you can explain what that would entail for people, and is it going to be in shifts?
Sitting
I-
at the table is what it entails.
No,
basically.
Grace, it's trying to reach out to people and get them engaged. And do you have handouts and stuff like that, people and things for kids from?
Again, I
Black-
have to see what Jean has.
yeah, Jean has the pollinator pathway materials. I guess those are the handouts.
And the display boards,
yeah,
and I
so-
don't know if she's got any more of her medallions. I'm not
We
sure, I'm
we
not
did
sure
a
what,
bunch of this, Right, didn't we order extra and then the original ones were found, they're like in a closet. They're in a storage locker, essentially at town hall.
yeah. I will figure out what's there. As I say, I gotta get past the Woodstock Fair this weekend, okay? But I will then.
Yeah,
as
so
I
if
said,
anyone's
look into-
interested, it's just, there's a series of different booths by different commissions, and people circulate around and they walk over and they'll look at the display and then they ask questions. And, you know, if we have medallions, we could, are we still giving them out or are we selling them now? Do you remember, Grace?
No. I'll have
We,
to look back.
no,
at
yeah,
the
we
minutes.
talked about giving them out.
Okay.
A couple meetings ago. 'Cause-
Okay,
But we have,
Thank you for paying attention, Jason.
so there'll be a sign-up sheet. We can give out medallions.
Yes,
But basically, it's, you know, the public walks around from booth to booth and grabs handouts and asks questions about the commission and what project we're doing. And it's just, you know, an opportunity to interact with the community. Normally, it's mainly Woodstock, but obviously it'll be the, you know, Northeast Connecticut,
yeah,
Well,
Wyndham County, basically.
interestingly, I would ask people from my ECCD booth because I would want to know. And a lot of people were not from Woodstock. I found there were people from Rhode Island and all
Yeah.
over. So I don't, you know, that's been my experience anyway. And I will be manning the ECCD booth, so I won't be able to do that. Otherwise I would. So sorry about that.
But you're next
I'll
door to
try
us,
to head
right?
over toward around noon because I have stuff in the morning. So I'm sorry, Jordan, I interrupted you.
You're next door to us, right?
Me?
Yes.
huh?
So we don't
No,
know
I don't
yet.
know. This year, who
Grace said she
knows?
didn't know yet.
No, unfortunately, we haven't had much communication, as I said. I'll have to talk to the people that are running it and see what's going on. They just made mention that it's going to be somewhat different than it has been in the past. I don't know the building layout of the Brooklyn Fairgrounds. I only know where the wolves and the horses were, so I'm not of much help, but I will investigate, as I said.
Okay,
And actually, I'll send an email out after I investigate this and find out what's going on. How's that?
thanks.
And as I said, if anybody, you know, is up for printing posters or, you know, information sheets that we can put on the board, as I said, I don't know, I don't remember, quite frankly, what is actually in the board, you know, because all of my paperwork is in with the display board that we've done in the past, seeing as we've done it for 100 years. There's stuff in there.
So anyone else have any interest in, you know, manning the booth for a few hours?
My son is planning on coming up that weekend. If that changes, I will let you know in an email and I will join.
Thanks. Okay.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
I can't be there I'm away that weekend, but I do remember in the past, having things for kids to do was always like a draw. And then the
Yeah.
parents come over and talk while the kids were, you know.
Yes, I
Doing
do
all-
have, yeah, I do recall, and I know I do have crayons and, you know, coloring pages and stuff, as I said. I've just got to get to the display board and got to get to the town hall and see what's left.
Yeah. But remember, it may be different because, you know, potentially Brooklyn's, their conservation commission is going to be there, and, you know, Pomfret may be there. So there may be a lot more booths than, you know, just we've had before, if they're inviting
Yeah.
everybody.
I can't attend. I have to work the night shift 12 hours before.
Okay. Right. No
Well,
problem.
as I said, I will definitely, after the weekend, I will go and check everything out and see what we have, and I'll send an email out.
Okay, thank you very much, Grace. Any other discussion on Ag Day? Okay, moving on to new business. Anyone have an opportunity to attend any conferences or know of any upcoming conferences? Nobody? Okay. Then, wow. Then moving on to open discussion. Or actually, does anyone have any new business to bring up? And then we'll go around the room. So Jason, anything to bring up? Jordan?
No.
Jim?
Nope.
Beth?
Yeah, I just have an update on the Eversource project.
Oh, okay, good.
This is just a personal update. So a couple weeks ago, so we had elected to not have trees cut in parts of our property a couple weeks ago. An Eversource arborist rep came and talked with us, tried to negotiate a little, but they're really not going to cut much, but they are working, and they have been working the past 2 weeks on 171 cutting trees. I'm sure you've all noticed.
So that is the current, that's not the regular cutting, that's part of this.
Yeah, this is that resiliency project. Yeah.
So how does it look? I haven't been down 171. How does it look?
Well, it could be a lot worse, I will say.
Okay.
And there's some sections that are kind of stark, but it's certainly not 80 feet from the road. But there's a lot of wood down on 171.
How far down 171?
I'm sorry?
It's right at the intersection.
How far down on 171?
It goes past a bit past the winery. From the 169 intersection all the way a bit past the winery.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some sections that are really quite far back, but others are not too bad. So I wouldn't know which homeowners said no, which ones did selective cutting or otherwise, but it does look as if some sections are, like you said, quite stark, while others are not too bad.
Okay, well, we weren't going to get away scot-free, but and there'll be new, presumably where the trees went down, they're going to be planting new trees. So it'll be a little different than it is now.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens.
It damn well better happen. Then
Well,
I'll give them. We'll give them 2 months, and then we'll ask them when they intend to replace the trees.
Let's mark that down in the minutes so that we can be reminded. I think it's that's been the hard part for other towns and locations. Some of them, it's been quite some time and they still do not have their trees, the replacement trees.
Okay, yeah, then we should keep that on the agenda then, because it's an active.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eversource.
Sorry.
Is there any sort of contacting our tree warden person and see if he's been told anything or has any input on it?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
I spoke to the tree warden about my property specifically. I know he knows about the cutting in general.
Mm-hmm.
Were they extremely persuasive, Beth?
Actually, the guy was very nice and he said, look, I know, I know you don't want any trees cut. I know you like your privacy or what, what do you think about just topping a couple? Or how about we just get this one with the dead branches? He was reasonable and not pushy at all, which was nice.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Can we reach back out? If I remember the program, it was, they were gonna allow owners to select whether they got replacement trees and what those replacement trees were.
Exactly.
Should we
Yeah.
reach back out to the owners and see what they selected? Because if owners didn't select anything, then Eversource isn't gonna put anything.
Absolutely. That is so true.
Well, it's gonna be
Difficult.
difficult. I mean, we'd have to go door to door.
Well, we
Yes.
sent a letter to everybody in the area already, right? To said, hey, that
Yeah.
this is come. So if we send like a survey to those same people, whoever we mailed the first time.
Well, it wasn't an email, it was a letter.
Yeah, it was a letter. I think I wrote it, right?
Yeah.
So we would need return, something to return to us, and then logistically, it's a little more difficult because we have
Very
to have a
much.
place to
Yeah.
send it. We'd have to stamp a return envelope,
Right.
and then we'd have to go through the survey.
Right. If
And
we
if
don't
you did-
know who elected to have
Exactly.
to have their cutting done, or to who said they wanted trees, we're just not going to know if they ever came. Not only that, but the replacement trees are probably going to be so small, we wouldn't be able to see them even if they put them there.
Well, no, we'll see. We should see them from the road.
They're going to be very, very small.
Right, but if the
They're
big
putting
trees were
trees-
taken down next to around the same location, there'll be some new tree planted.
Maybe I think it's going to look more like brush.
Right. Well, I mean, like I said, we'll give it 2 months and then, and we'll get, I'll ask the town tree warden. if
It
he
really
knows.
would have been ideal if there had been some sort of central forum where Eversource is the only one that really has the total compilation of what everybody had done. The town doesn't know, I'm sure.
So you theoretically, I mean, instead of sending out a paper survey, we could maybe send out a letter with a web address and say, go to this, either email us at this email address or go to this Survey Monkey survey, or some type of directing them to some online resource where we could gather some of that data. Possibly, rather than, because I agree, Lee, it becomes cumbersome to create some kind of paper survey, follow up and follow back up with people.
So to do an online survey, we need a link on our website. So Jason, could you?
I could probably, I mean, I can look in to see if it's possible.
Okay.
I think there's I don't know about updating our website, but there's like free survey sites where, someone might have to watch a 10-second commercial before they can fill it out, but then you get your results compiled and back to you for free, and it's done.
Okay, so Grace, just include that as an action under
Okay.
Eversource, and we'll keep it on the agenda. Any other comments on that?
Honestly, I think the town should have the right to request from Eversource, the status of the tree planting, because this is what they said they were gonna do. And do you know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't they give that information to the town? Because how else are we expected to follow up if,
Well, I'm not sure the town has anything to do with the private for the
No.
town-owned border. Bill Rathbone would know the answer to that, but if it's a private landowner, they could say, don't replace it, or this is the tree I want to replace it with.
no, but at
Somebody-
least for the town-owned lands, make sure that
Yeah.
he follows up
Yeah, absolutely. For the town-owned lands, yeah, absolutely.
That kind of brings up that point that we talked about how long ago, that the town owns a little bit of most properties, right? There's that little buffer between the street and where your property begins.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the town, I mean, Bill said that he, you know, that any tree that was being taken down, that Eversource was running it by him, and he was approving or not approving. And the same, I mean, when we had discussions originally, we had agreed that he would have input on what they'd select to put in. They had included
Natives.
indigenous trees on the list,
mhm.
so. Okay, so so Jason, you'll look into the survey. I'll
Yep.
ask the tree warden, anything else? Okay, so we're on to Crystal, anything?
Nope, I don't have anything.
Lori,
I don't have anything.
Grace?
No, nothing new. I just for Jason to put an online survey to attach it to our website. I think you'd do much better if you did it on Woodstock Proud or Woodstock, whatever the other thing is. In other words, I don't think we get people looking at our,
No, he's not advertising on the website. He's proposing to send a letter to the town, to the homeowner with the website that they can go to for the survey.
Yeah, although I think that's and that your league, that's exactly what I was saying. But Grace, I think you brought up a good point that it might be just as easy to just put it on Woodstock Proud and say, hey, if you were affected by this, here's the website that you can go and fill out a survey.
because obviously they get a lot more traffic.
Right, but I mean, personally speaking, I never go to, if it was on Woodstock Proud, I would never know it. 'Cause
Me
Right.
either, but
Yeah, and
I'm not sure how well.
that's some people that are the other way, which is if a piece of mail comes in, it's paper mail, and
Yeah.
it's not a direct bill. With someone they do business with, it goes straight in the garbage before they.
it's true.
they're-
Yes. And
Okay.
the amount of returned letters was very large. An awful lot of them came back because the property is owned by people that don't live on the property. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, as you say, I mean, a mailing, that was depressing. I thought we were getting tons of mail and it was just things that were returned.
I think there's a way to make sure you could say or current resident, and that way the person can open it.
Yes, but they're not current, they're not residents at all. They own the property, but they live.
Oh, yeah. It's like 123 LLC. And they're,
Yes.
yeah, I
Yeah,
saw,
what I'm saying is whoever's living there,
So
right.
if somebody,
Is a
right,
current
if there's
resident.
land where nobody actually lives, it's just a future
Oh,
building.
right. Yeah, if it's not a house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Grace, nothing, hey,
No,
Wait.
nothing else.
hey, Ray and Pam. You have,
No, I'm, like I said, we're just sitting and listening to everybody. I'd like to say thank you, but.
and Ray
we haven't-
graciously asked, or said he could help, at the booth. So,
Oh, good.
Grace, if you need help, setting it
Yeah,
up.
I don't mind volunteering my time. If I'm a runner, I can help you set up. Anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Absolutely. As I said, you know, I will feel better after I see what it is that we have.
Exactly. I'm just putting
And
myself as
what
a
the logistics are at the fairgrounds.
All right. I know. I thank you. I just be a resource if you need it. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Ray. Okay, Pam,
Nothing I can think of.
Maura?
No, not this month.
Okay, I forgot to mention, we got a notice from Crystal Adams about having our mailbox checked on a regular basis, but I believe Crystal Adams checks it, so I think we're
I
good.
check it at least twice a month.
Yeah, right, I think we're on it.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else for the good of the order? And if not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Is there another meeting before the celebrating ag or no? Okay,
No,
just was curious. All right.
I'll second the motion to adjourn.
Who made the motion?
who made the first one?
I actually said it, but I was on mute, but he probably just, George just.
Okay.
Okay, he
He's
read your
doing-
lips, Jason. Okay. So 7:51, meeting's officially adjourned. Everybody have a happy Labor Day and enjoy the rest of the summer we have left. We'll see you again in the fall.
Thanks,
Grace-
everybody.
Grace, what are you doing at Woodstock Fair?
Let's see, ECFLA and Deep Sessions Woods with all the animals.